You've played plenty of big games in your career. Is this possibly the biggest?
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest Broncos games I've played yet. I haven't been in this position before, and I said just recently that they don't come easy as well. So there's a lot of people at the club here that haven't played one final game, let alone one game away from a grand final, and it's going to be massive for us this week. But we're going to take each day as it comes, and focus on what we need to do to be able to win the game. But all the boys are they're fresh from the week off, and looking forward to what's next in these weeks to come.
I'll ask a few of your teammates. I mean, do you approach this with excitement, or do you approach it with just a little bit of trepidation, as if you're, a fear of the unknown?
No, I think it's exciting. Like we said out there today, have a smile on your face, because that doesn't come. It doesn't come like this. You got to work hard to be in positions like this, and I think we've worked hard this year to be able to get this to where we are today. And have a smile on your face, be excited, because it's obviously another game of footy. What we love to do, and it's just one step away from our goal that we've been chasing for the year. So, yeah, be excited, and don't let the excitement go too far, but also be ready for what's got to come in front of us as well. So at the end of the day, we know what we got to do to prep for this game, and I think we started today off pretty good.
You know what they're going to bring? They're going to bring plenty of attack, because with Johnson on the back line, he's like a puppet master, isn't he? He's pulling him and they're going everywhere. You are going to have to be on your absolute peak of defensive capabilities, aren't you?
Oh, 100%. I think this year, the position we're in right now is because of our defence, I think. Defence wins games, and it showed the week before that we put Melbourne to 0, and I don't think any other team's done that for a while for them, and they're a good team. And we know what Warriors. The Warriors are a different footy team again to the new Storm, but we just got to go out there and believe in ourselves and just keep doing what we've been doing each week. Is going out there and trusting one another and being on the same page.
You're thinking about the bad times? I mean, when they were throwing spoons over the fence here and all that sort of thing. I mean, then you say, well, hey, we've done pretty well to drag ourselves up from the bootstraps.
I don't think we think about it, but you always put stuff in the memory banks. And obviously that was a year that we want to forget, but it's always going to be there. And obviously where we are now, we've, we could have stayed there. We could have still let that get in the way of us, but we've just let that go, and we focus on what the Broncos are all about at this club, and that's about winning and winning grand finals. And it shows when we're all on the same page, we can win games, and we just got to be on the same page going into this weekend.
You're a heart and a slave type player, and I heard you talk about family and how close they are and how much motivation they give to you. Just talk about that for me a little bit.
Yeah, family is a big part of me. I'm a big family man, and they're the ones that make my, I guess, my life go a bit easier. When you're in the dark places, they're always there to pick you up. And if it wasn't for family, you probably, you wouldn't be here today. And they're the ones that know more about you than anyone else. And to have them on my side is, so grateful. And I love them dearly, and it's a big part of what do I do today.
You're at the height of your powers at the moment. The injuries, they've had a few injuries. You seem to be over that. You seem to be just at the peak of your powers.
Yeah, I've been through a few injuries, and it's through some tough times as well. But I think as I get older, you think recovery is more important to your body, and you got to make sure your body's right to go to the next round and into the next week as well. And I think I've done that pretty good this year. I've recovered after training, after big games. I'll rest up every now and then. And, there's other things that when I was younger I just wouldn't do on ice bath. I'd just walk out and go home. But then you realise that it catches up on you. So I think just looking after your body and recovering well, you give your body a chance.
Have a great weekend.
Cheers, you too, mate.
The week off, what does it do mentally and physically?
I think it helps us heaps. We got players like Renault and Capes who, at this point of the season, they've been trying hard all year. Their body's a bit sore, so like the rest of us, so now we get a weekend off to kind of recover and get back into 100%.
So you've singled those two out. You've picked on the old ones, haven't you?
Yeah, that's why, because they're old.
you guys, a lot of you guys are going to a place that you've never been before. Is there trepidation or is there excitement?
Nah, more excitement. I think especially players like Walshy, like he thrives on situations like this and big games. And I guess the rest of us, we just have a simple job. We just, especially in the forwards, we just run the ball hard, tackle hard, and then we just let all the flash stuff to Kotoni and Reno and Walshy.
They love relaxing out the back, don't they?
Yeah. No hard work for them. We do it all.
So talk to me about this forward pack and the pride that goes into your defensive effort, I suppose. I mean, to keep the Storm to 0 the other day is a huge feather in your cap, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's cliche, but defense wins championships, and we tried to base everything around our D this year, and I think that's shown, especially this late in the season, being able to hold a team like Melbourne to 0. I think we should be able to try and carry that through for hopefully the next 2 games.
Okay. When you sit back, you get the bird's eye view of probably one of the great clashes of a couple of decent props, Haas and Fanua Blake, don't you?
Yeah, that is good. I'll probably try and get my notebook out and take a few tips from them. But, Payne, in my eyes, Payne's the best forward that's played. So hopefully over the next 2 games he shows that as well.
I mean, you stick together, you forwards, and you know what he's been through. He's spoken publicly about it. How does he do it, do you think?
Oh, I have no clue. To be honest, I admire what he's been through and how he copes with everything. I would have crumbled by now, but I've known him since he was a young kid because I played with his older brother. So I know how tough his whole family is and everything they've been through, and I'm just happy that we're here to go through all the good stuff with them.
What about Kevy? I mean, he's been through a little bit as well, hasn't he, as far as a coach goes? I mean, as you know, in this town, you live in a searing hot spotlight because you are a Bronco. Kevy's had to cop a little bit of flack in the past as well.
Yeah, but I think he's copped it all well. And I thought a lot of it was just harsh criticism. Like, he came into a wooden spoon team and got us to 9th place last year, and now he's taken us to the back end of the finals. So credit to him and his coaching and how he coaches. He deals with all of our personalities well, which would be hard with us. But all credit to him.
Oh, you've seen what they can do. They put 40 on a team that was on a winning run. They bring plenty of attack, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But I think our defence might be a bit better than Newcastle's. But I guess we'll just have to test that out on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, again, you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am. I'm excited. My second finals game ever, so I'm keen.
Okay, best of luck.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
A lot of these young blokes around you are going to a place they haven't been before. What do you tell them?
They play at SENQ every week. I don't know what you're talking about.
Try preliminary final.
Yeah, prelim final, mate. It's funny because, as I've said previously, we've got a fair few of these young fellas that have big game experience now through Origin. So it's just another game, and it's obviously got a lot riding on it. But I think they're prepared really well for it, and that's all you can do is do your best in preparation and go out there and try and get the job done on the weekend.
In September, have they lent on you a little bit?
Oh, not so much. Obviously, it's first time for the finals for a lot of them, but as I said, they have big game experience, and these young kids are that confident these days that not too much phases them, and you can see that against Melbourne.
The opposition come here after putting 40 on a team that was on a big winning run. They come here loaded with confidence, and even though there's a lot of your supporters going to be there, there's going to be a big Kiwi evidence in the crowd too as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it actually. It'd be awesome to be at SENQ and have such a high intensity game and have such a big crowd. It's an awesome experience. We're lucky to get to play there. So we'll be letting them know it's our home though, and I'm sure there'll be majority of Broncos fans there and plenty of support back home.
Hey, we know they've got some unbelievable strike. How do you cut down Johnson's time?
Oh, he's in tremendous form this year. Cutting down his time's pretty hard. If we can just limit the amount of opportunities they get down at our end, it'll be beneficial to us.
You'll probably argue otherwise and say it's the forward packs that win, but these two fullbacks are pretty special, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Obviously, they're complemented by great forward packs as well. It's like anything, if you've got no go forward, you can't really play off the back foot. But Chance last week, he ran a ridiculous amount of metres, and he's always in the game, so he's another tough one to keep an eye on.
Walsh, just give us a comment about him, what you like about him as a footballer.
Erratic. He's, mate, he backs himself, that's for sure, and he doesn't let too much phase him in the game. He's electrifying, and I'm glad he's on our team.
You want to stay here at Red Hill too, I read?
Yeah, I'd love to stay here at Red Hill, but we'll see how that goes. Hopefully win a comp here and get the job done.
All right, tell us just quickly how you think this can unfold on Saturday. I mean, you watched them against Newcastle the other day. Of course, they're impressive, but they come here with a ton of confidence, don't they?
They do, mate. They do. They're a great team in their own right, and they play a brand of footy that is individual to them. So we'll be doing our best to get our defence right, as we did against Melbourne, and try and limit their number of points. And our attack usually takes care of itself with, as you said, Reece Walsh at the back and Adam Reynolds in great form as well.
Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.
Talk to me about the importance of family. I mean, we're seeing with you, back here with your daughter, we're seeing with a certain number 7 across the Tasman, who his form struggled and he's now back with family. Talk to me, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it's a massive part. I think a lot of people forget, like, we're normal humans as well. We've got to go home to our families, and we've got to go home and be a normal person, do groceries, do the washing, do all that sort of stuff. And when you go home to an empty house and your family's not there, it's really hard to switch off and find things away from footy. And I feel like having family there, mate, especially your kids, it's massive, for you as a footy player, because, you don't want to always be just drowned in footy and everything about footy, because, sometimes it can get the better of you. But, I think it's probably one of the most important things. It's definitely important for me, having my little one around and my family around. It's, gets you away from footy, like I said, and it probably makes you a better footy player on the field as well.
You're mortal enemies on Saturday night, but you're pretty friendly with a lot of these Warriors, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, mate. I've got a lot of good friends there, and I'm sure they're going to be out to take my head off come Saturday. So I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's exciting, and I love playing in these big games. And when I hear things about they're going to try to bash me and stuff, I love it. So it's exciting, and I can't wait for the big boys to come at me, especially Jazz. I know he'll try to take my head off.
I mean, but you've had that, to be fair, pretty much all year, haven't you? Once you identified yourself as a strike for the Bronx, they said, well, he's a fullback. We know how to get to him.
Yeah, for sure. I think being in an Origin arena too, that was a big one. Around game plan and stuff like that, and hearing things. But being there also gave me a lot of confidence that if I could go out there and focus on my job and do my job for myself and the team, there's they can do whatever they want. As long as I do my job and get my job done, then yeah.
How do you embrace this level of footy? A lot of your teammates haven't been there before. It's preliminary final time.
I think it's just another game, to be honest. Like, that's how I feel. I try not to get too caught up in it. You go out there and do your job. We know the footy team we are and the footy we can play. If we all do our jobs, I feel like we're really hard to beat on the day. So, that's how I look at it, mate.
You weren't here for some of the bad times, but you've heard it spoken about, no doubt, inside those 4 walls. Is there a feeling that they've got a point to prove?
I think it's been there all year, mate, to be honest. I think, we've been a really good team, and, I feel like we probably still don't get the credit and the respect that, we deserve. But in saying that, mate, we're not looking back on, what's happened, this year. We're focused on, day by day and game by game. And we've got a game this weekend that we need to play well and win. And if we don't, we're not here next week. So, we're just going to focus on, Wednesday training and getting that right, and then Friday, then the game. So, one step at a time.
How much do you love the luxury of having the speed that you possess?
I think if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be a footy player. So I don't got the physical side of it, but it's good, mate. I think I don't know. I just like playing footy, and I've got speed, and I think I do, but I don't know. I just go out there and play footy, and that's what I do.
Just finally, how do you think this is going to unfold? I mean, they bring plenty of blitz, don't they? They put 40 on a team that was on a winning run.
Yeah, for sure. They're an awesome team, mate, but we're an awesome team too. I think, we just got to go out there and do our job, and like I said, on our day, we're a hard team to beat.
Play well.
Thanks, brother.
Feel the extra pressure this week, or is this, you're trying to count it as another game?
Yeah, mate, I'm just going to count it as another game. Actually pretty excited to be going up against the Warriors, so I'm looking forward to it.
Talk about that. I mean, they helped you. They threw you a lifeline, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, for sure, mate. They, they obviously reached out to the club and seen if I was keen on a loan deal, and, I was excited for the opportunity, and, obviously both clubs and decided to that that'd be a good idea, so I thought I'd take it, and I really enjoyed it.
But you were always coming back here to Red Hill.
Yeah, for sure, mate. It was only for the year, so, obviously when I got back here, I was pretty happy to be back, and, we've had a really good year, so it's exciting times.
Give us a look, with the intimate knowledge that you've got from inside there, what the club went through when they had to basically move the whole kit and caboodle to Australia.
Yeah, I'm sure, mate. It would have been really tough. Like I got there towards the end of it, obviously the last year there, but I feel like when I got there, the boys are missing home. They've been on the road for a while, so I think now that they're back in New Zealand and had the season there, they've obviously played really well and being back in front of their families and all their friends and stuff. So I'm stoked that they got to go home, mate, and get back to living at home again. So no, it's they had a pretty tough period there. So they obviously got through it and they're going to be better for it.
I think the glaring example of that is their halfback. I mean, you could see that he was missing his family. He's got him back, and he's playing the sort of football that he played when he was a 22-year-old.
Yeah, mate, he's having a great season. He it was obviously tough for all the group, but obviously Shawnee had a little baby, so he was missing her a lot, and I guess it was pretty hard on him. So he'd be someone that would have been really keen to get home, and you can see it now. He's flourishing, so it's good to see.
Talk about this Broncos defensive unit. You keep a team like Storm with plenty of strike to 0 the other day.
Yeah, mate, it was awesome. I think we've worked really hard all year on our defence, and we hadn't actually held a team all year to 0. So that was pretty pleasing, mate, especially in the final and against Storm. I think there's a few of us that broke a few personal records. We the first time we beat Storm, kept the team to 0 and played a final. So it was a good weekend.
You'll get a bird's eye view from the wing of a couple of decent props going at each other this weekend. Haas and Fanua Blake.
Oh yeah, mate. They're two of the best props in the game. So that's what footy's about, mate. Going against the best, and I'm sure both of them are pretty excited for the challenge.
Just quickly, what does Reece Walsh bring to this outfit? I mean, you work with him a lot at the back, obviously.
Yeah, Reece is good, mate. Obviously, he's got a lot of youth on his side, which is exciting for him, and he's just got that X factor. And playing with people like that's pretty cool. You get to see all the moves that they pull out, and he's pretty special, mate. He's been like that for a long time. I've seen him come up through the grades and stuff through school, and I was obviously at the Warriors with him last year, so he'll be excited for the game in the weekend.
You've been to the Warriors, you know about their crowds. They're passionate, aren't they? There'll be a few here Saturday, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, mate. I live in the Goldie. Half the Goldies, Kiwis, and Islanders, so it's going to be a real good crowd, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, enjoy the game.
Sweet, mate. Thank you.